Live from the Food Buy Studios in New York City, it's the Hospitality Hangout Podcast with the restaurant guy and the finance guy. Food Buy, your partner in procurement.
I love it. I love it. Love the tunes. I'm in a great mood. I want to welcome you all.
You're looking huge, Jimmy. Can everyone see Jimmy's arms?
I've been swallowing a lot of aggression along with a lot of pizzas.
Dump. Yeah, no doubt.
I want to welcome you all more formally to the Hospitality Hangout, a hospitality-focused podcast where the founders of Branded Hospitality Group share their insights and bring technology and innovation leaders that are making things happen in the industry we love. My name is Jimmy Frischling, otherwise known as the finance guy. I'm going to pass it back to my brother from another mother, Mr. Michael Schatzberg, also known as the restaurant guy.
And thank you for that kind introduction, Jimmy. And to all those listening, feel free to call me Shatsy. You know, I was thinking about that. How does that make sense? Who's calling me? Like, what am I talking to?
Well, we've actually done a few phone calls.
We have?
And if people want to talk about us, they'll say Jimmy and Shatsy now. They'll talk about you.
All right. So if anyone wants to call me, you call me. It's Shatsy, and I will, $1.50 an hour.
But here's the thing. Look, you see, you're Michael. We have a guest. We're about to bring in Michael.
So I'm
That's
Shatsy.
why you're Shatsy.
No, I know I'm Shatsy.
And he's Mike.
I know, I'm smart. I'm smart. I know who I am. Listen, we are the personalities behind Branded Hospitality, and we sit at the intersection of capital, technology, hospitality, restaurants, innovation, and investments, and procurement. Jimmy, we sit smack in the middle of procurement.
Smack in the middle.
When I woke up this morning, you know what I said to myself? Procurement. That's where we sit.
Julian said, why are you yelling procurement again?
I don't know, because you know why? Because Food Buy is your partner in procurement. Jimmy, if you are a restaurant operator, right, and you've worked in restaurants,
yes.
You've eaten in many restaurants,
yes.
We're partners in a bunch of restaurants,
yes.
You know that procurement is a big deal.
Without the food, not so good.
You got nothing.
What
if I told you, Jimmy, if you were a restaurant owner, and I told you this, okay, and you're smart, right? You're a smart guy. I said, Jimmy, whatever you're paying for all of your food right now, I'm going to lower it by 25%. What would you say to me?
I would either say I don't believe you, or how much is that going to cost me?
But you know me. I'm not going to lie to you. You're my friend.
Okay, well, how do you get that done?
All right, that's the You go to foodbuy.com, right? And you sign up on foodbuy.com, right? And they're going to set you up. Jimmy, you're going to say 25%, okay? How much do you think it costs to be a member of this Food Buy team, this Food Buy service, if you will, for lack of a better word?
22.5%.
Wait, no, use dollars. Don't use How much to be a member of this club, of this Food Buy club? You're saving 25% of your food.
$5,000 a month. $60,000 a year.
No, it's a very good guess. No, Jimmy, it's free.
Free.
It costs nothing. Nothing for you.
Money?
I'm not here to tell you. Yes, I don't know how Food Buy makes money. I have no idea. But they're a very large company.
Yes.
They seem to do okay. They've been around for a long time. They seem to do okay. They buy $32 billion worth of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, right? And they represent 500 of all of the leading brands. So if you have a restaurant, there's no way you buy from more than 500 brands.
I'm obviously joking around, but the truth is, and we've been in this industry a long time, the largest restaurant groups get typically the best discount, bulk discounts, and they get the best pricing. And for the little folks, unfortunately, the ones who need the discounts the most, they don't get it.
That's what I always say, Jimbo.
So joining Food Buy, you basically are tapping into a larger buying group, and you're sharing and getting the benefits that prior to a Food Buy would have been limited to the largest enterprise brands.
Mr. Jimmy's Cafe,
single
unit,
yes.
Basically with one store. Yes.
If I'm buying
a Food Buy, you're now McDonald's.
Now McDonald's.
You're McDonald's.
That's right.
You know what? They're paying you.
Yes, but we serve Guinness at Mr. Jimmy's.
Yeah, well, obviously. Okay. All right. Anyway, listen. Enough about Food Buy. They're terrific. That's the bottom line,
all right,
Jimmy.
There it is. Listen, we are very excited for today's episode. Joining us is our friend, Mr. Mike Fiato, SVP of Guest Experience at Eurest, a division of Compass Group.
I got to tell you, Compass Group, they know a little something about hospitality.
They know. You think? You think you know a little something?
I mean, really.
And
they're the biggest.
And we're going to learn about the division of Compass Eurest and what they're doing. So we are going to
wait to learn about this.
We're going to bring Mike on in just a moment.
Yeah.
Because our podcasts get released on Tuesdays. We play Trivia Tuesday, never to be confused with Taco Tuesday. Our longtime listeners know how the game is played. I'm going to give you 3 factoids about our friend Mike.
I love it. I want to hear about it.
2 are true. 1 less so, also knows a lie. And a little later in the episode, we're going to ask Shatsy to guess which were the two truths and which was a lie.
Didn't I win last week?
You've been on a hot streak.
I'm on fire.
You're on fire.
I don't know what the hell it is.
On fire.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Fact 1 about our friend Mike. Mike has 5 children.
And Mike can see Mike with
Very
5 kids. Why not?
Why not?
Why shouldn't he have 5
friends
kids?
with 5? Why not 5? Why not
Who
Mike?
do you know that has 5 kids?
Mike Ryan.
Oh, are you trying to say
That if your name is Mike.
Your name is Mike.
We go by Mike. There's a pretty good chance.
You got 5 kids?
Yeah, 5 kids. Well, I don't know. You know what? We're going to find out.
I got 3, and that's enough.
Yeah, well, you're Michael.
You got 1.
You're
You
Shatsy.
stop.
I got 1 stop.
All right, 5
I wasn't
kids.
so
All
good
right.
at it. No. Fact 2. Mike played ice hockey since he was 9 years old. I can believe that too. You know why I also believe that?
Why?
If you're going to be an ice hockey player, you start early. You start early.
All right. I don't know where Mike's from,
If he
though.
said I've been an ice hockey player since I was 19, they're like, no one picks up the sport.
Hey, Mike, where you from, by the way?
Boston.
That's a giveaway. Okay, all right, excellent. Thank you.
All right. Fact 3.
Boston is not a hockey town. Hello.
They have hockey fans.
Oh, Jimmy, please.
All right. Anyway,
The bean pie. I mean,
if he said Quebec, if he said Montreal.
no. If he said Honolulu,
Okay, all
I
right.
would say no.
Fact 3. Mike hunts pythons in the Everglades,
Well, that's just weird.
which is why I think that one's true.
Get the hell out of here. Nobody hunts pythons in the Everglades. I don't even think that's a
No
thing.
one comes up with a lie about hunting pythons in the Everglades.
That's why it's 2 truths and a lie.
All right, well,
good.
all right. Fact 1 was 5
he's
children.
smiling
Fact
and
2,
laughing, I
fact
would
2
say.
is played ice hockey since he was 9 years old. Fact 3, hunts pythons in the Everglades. There you go. And now, without further ado, we let Shatsy figure out how
Introduce-
one becomes.
Yeah, no, we have to. Well, I got to tell you, Jimmy, we always love to talk about how does one become. How does one become
The SVP
SVP of guest experience at one of the largest? I think they are the largest managed food service company in the world. How does that
largest.
happen? The largest. They're the largest
In the world.
in the world, in the universe, Jimmy.
You got me.
I dare say in the universe. Well, first you got to start washing dishes at your country club.
Love the dishwasher.
In Massachusetts.
It all starts with the
Bedford.
dishwasher.
Yeah. So he would go to hockey practice in the mornings.
Yep.
And then in the afternoons.
He didn't flinch on that, by the way. He didn't flinch.
He smiled. He smiled.
He
He'd
gave
go to
nothing.
hockey
He gave
practice. He was 9 years old. He's at hockey. And his dad said, after hockey, Mike, go wash dishes at the country club. By the way, I'm having dinner with your mother there tonight. Okay. Then he went to Johnson and Wales, okay. University, okay. Also, Northeast. Okay. A lot of hockey up there, Jimbo.
Lot of hockey.
And he loved food. He loved it. He loved it so much that he opened his first restaurant just 3 weeks in. To I don't know to what, but he went to Disney World and ended up being a life-changing trip. We don't know why.
By the way, I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to Disney World.
Maybe I'll find myself.
He was so impressed with service and hospitality. And Jimmy, you'll come back next week because you're going to Disney World first time in a long time. You're going to tell us about this. That despite that he just opened the restaurant, he didn't want to be a chef. Then he enrolled in the Disney Institute and spent time working these. He opens a restaurant. And he's like, I'm never going back. The restaurant's still open, by the way. Mike hasn't been back. Mike has not been back since he opened. He was 15 years old, and he hasn't been back. And then he goes to the Compass Group, okay? And he becomes the group director for excellence. 4 years, okay? 4 years. Okay, and he's loving it so much, and then he's promoted to all these big roles, and he's moving up. He writes a book. He writes a book about hospitality, right? He takes over the senior vice president of Compass, and he's 11 years in. And Jimmy, I got to tell you, the guy is a rock star. The guy does it all. He's probably the most handsome guest we ever had. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Fiato, Senior Vice President, Guest Experiences over there at Eurest, a division of Compass Group.
There you go.
Mike, how we doing, babe?
I'm awesome, gentlemen. Nice to see you both today.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get this podcast off the ground with all the technical problems we had. I don't know what's going on over there in Boston.
Yeah, you think we're a tech firm. You think we might know a thing or two about, we've done like 350 episodes. Mike, how much did Shats get right on your intro? Was he close?
It was close. Yeah, it was pretty good. Some of it sounded better than the reality of
We do that. We want to make our guests look fabulous.
You can't make Mike look more fabulous.
That's true.
No,
That's true. He's probably the most handsome.
By the way,
guest I've ever
I want to make sure, because you didn't say the following. The name of Mike's book, which you wrote in 2020, was The Hospitality Edge.
had. I love it. I love it. You know, we're talking about the hustlers. I think Mike's a hustler.
He's a hustler.
He's a hospitality
I
hustler.
love it. And the people that start as the dishwasher,
That's the best.
and then they move up to become in the C-suite.
The C-suite.
How sweet? I mean, how good is that?
How sweet is that?
I mean, our industry's a long way to go, but is there any industry more democratized than ours? That you start, bussing tables or washing dishes, and next thing you know, you're an executive at one of the largest food, companies in the world? I don't think so.
And I got to tell you one more thing about the washing dishes, by the way.
Yeah.
I love washing dishes. I love using the spray thing. You get all the stuff off. I love it. It's like powerful.
You feel very powerful behind the spray.
No, not powerful. The spray is powerful. And you're like, you're taking all the dirty dishes. It's real. I love it. It's very therapeutic, Jimmy.
All right.
Tonight, if you want to come to Isabel's and wash some dishes.
Dishes with you?
Yeah, it's
Love a
fun.
good time.
Barboon. Yeah, it's a good time.
All right, listen, Mike, you've got a fascinating story, and we
More fasting than I already articulated.
even more fascinating than your washing dishes story. But Disney, I'm going to Disney. Disney was a pivotal moment in your life. The moment you had just opened your first restaurant, you're 3 weeks into owning your restaurant, your father got sick, and you took a trip to Disney. And a housekeeper's simple act of arranging Mickey Mouse in your room completely changed your perspective on hospitality. Can you share that story and how it transformed your approach to guest experience?
So I would love to. And you got the setup right. My dad got sick and kind of wanted to get the whole family together. So we all went to Disney. I had just opened my restaurant, so I had to make the kind of painful decision to close for a couple of days so I could join the family. And we all went to Disney, and everybody went except for one of my nieces. She couldn't make it. So when we got to the park, I went into the Disney store and I bought her a giant Mickey Mouse doll and I put it in my room. So the first day we go out to the Magic Kingdom. It's wonderful. We're having a marvelous time. My father's super happy. All the kids are there. And I got to tell you guys, when I get back to the room, Mickey is not where I left him. So when we walk in the room, Mickey is sitting on the bed. He's got a soda in one hand, clicker in the other. He's watching TV. Now, guys, I've seen movies where dolls come alive. This is not good.
Right. I don't know how much were you drinking or smoking when you were in the park?
Yeah, all of a sudden he's thinking he bought Mickey. He thinks he's got Chucky.
Yeah.
Exactly. So lucky for me, the doll didn't come alive, but the housekeeper had come in. She had done the turn down, and she set Mickey up in this situation. So the next day we go out to Epcot. And again, we're having a marvelous time, but I got to tell you guys, I'm a little distracted. Like, is that all Mickey's got? Like, when I go back, is he going to be doing something else? So we get back to the room, and now Mickey is standing on the desk. He's got all my workout clothes on, my Walkman on. Looks like he's going to go for a run. He looks ridiculous. So now, like, this is like the greatest thing I've ever seen. So, like, in the third day, we go back out to the park. I think we went to the Animal Kingdom. And I just want to get back to the room. It's like Christmas. Like, where's
Mickey?
Yeah,
Mickey on a shelf.
100%.
Elf on a shelf.
So I get back to the room, and Mickey is gone. He's nowhere to be found. She stole my mouse. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm in the happiest place on earth. How is this possible?
That's
so
terrible.
Mickey must be in the room somewhere. So I look into the closet, Mickey's not there. I look under the bed, Mickey's not there. Now I'm going to storm out of the room and I'm going to go downstairs and talk to the front desk about what has happened. As I'm storming out of the room, I go by the bathroom, and on the bathroom door is the do not disturb sign. And I thought, what's Mickey doing in there?
Oh, well, I have a guess. What movie's doing in the bathroom.
Mickey's taking a spa bath.
Oh, okay.
The bathroom door, Mickey's sitting in the tub. He's got a shower cap on his head and a bar of soap in his hand. And I just thought to myself, years in hotels, being a housekeeper is a really hard job. Yet somehow somebody trained this woman to understand that cleaning my room was a task that she did every day. But that wasn't the purpose of her being at Disneyland and taking care of me and my family. Her purpose was to do something for me that I would never forget. I never have. And at the end of that, I just said to my wife, I said, Chrissy, I'm going to sell the restaurant. She said, sell the restaurant? That's your dream.
You just opened it yesterday.
Right. What are you going to do? I said, I want to do this. And she said, you want to move dolls around hotel? I said, no, honey, bigger picture. Like, how do we train people and create a work environment where people are so happy and so engaged and so focused and have purpose, and they execute upon that purpose. So up until that point, I always thought that hospitality was the business I was in. But after that, I realized that hospitality is the most powerful business strategy there is. If you can connect with guests on an emotional level, right, create community and go after them, create a place that they don't forget and want to be, right, you always win. And I think that is the moral to the story, is that hospitality isn't a business, it's a strategy. And those businesses that employ that strategy and those businesses that connect emotionally with guests always have unprecedented success, always.
There you go.
Jimmy.
Dropping
I'm
knowledge.
Speechless.
Dropping
No, it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
No,
exactly. You.
knowledge.
Yeah, listen, let's switch gears. It's unbelievable. But we're not gonna not talk about this anymore. I just wanted to switch gears slightly. I mean, you wear a chef coat.
Yeah.
300 days a year you're in a chef coat. Now, I read your whole bio. We went through it. You went to Johnson & Wales, so you have a technical training in some way, shape, or form as a chef. But clearly you're not, you opened a restaurant, but I mean, right now you're not really, maybe more of a social chef, but your job, you're not, but you're wearing a chef coat 300 days a year. And when you put on the suit, nobody even knows who you are. They don't even talk to you because they don't recognize you because you're always in a chef coat. How do you, and so much of our workforce within the hospitality space, obviously, are chefs. I mean, without cooking the food, you got nothing. If we have just a whole bunch of bartenders and waiters, I mean, it's not going to be a great experience in the restaurant.
Yeah,
really,
liquid diet.
Yeah, it's not going on. So how do you view the evolution? Because it's changed a lot. Chefs have changed a lot. There's celebrities today. It's still very hot in the kitchen. What is the role of a chef in hospitality today as different from when you started? Because there is a lot of just let's hear from your perspective.
Yeah, so, I travel 300 days a year. I don't wear chef coats anymore, but I put it this way. If I was running the Justice League of America, Batman is who the chefs are, right? He may not be the strongest, he may not be the fastest, but he's the coolest. And I think the point is that chefs need to be front and center when it comes to the public.
Batman is strong. I mean, come on. I mean, he's not the fat, but he's strong.
He's not as strong as Superman.
Well, no, obviously not as strong as
Hulk.
Superman. But Batman, if you like Batman, I don't know, he's just got cool toys. He's got cool stuff.
That's what Mike says. He's the coolest. He's the coolest.
Definitely cool, yeah.
As chefs do. And 40% of my workforce is chefs. And I love those guys and gals. I love the creativity. I love the passion that they bring to the workplace. And listen, bring that chef coat out front because it's magic. Everybody wants to do what you do. Everybody wants to be who you are, and they want to talk to you. And we should utilize that and leverage that. And it's great for both sides, frankly.
Yeah, I'm thinking like when I'm in a restaurant and if I know the chef or you know the chef, someone knows the chef comes out and talks to you at your table, like people are definitely looking over and be like, oh, who's that? Look, the chef has come over and talking to them. It must be, they must know somebody, right? It must be something, right?
I also love no matter where you are, if you see the chef, it's like, thank you, chef. Hello, chef. Good to see you, chef.
100%.
Everyone knows your name. It's thank you, chef.
Yeah, Mr. Chef.
Mr. Chef.
To you, Jimmy.
Mr. Chef.
Yeah, I love it.
I dig it. By the way, you mentioned that you wear a suit, you're nobody. I actually joke, if I put a suit on, I can pretty much go anywhere, though. I can walk into office buildings, walk into a hospital.
In a suit.
You become invisible, honestly, right?
You can go into the kitchen in a restaurant, take everything out of the walk-in box if you were in a suit and just walk out. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. No one would say anything, David.
The chef would say, I don't want those suits in my kitchen.
Yeah, maybe.
Get out there. But anywhere else, yes. All right, listen, Mike, you have another great story that I want to dive into a little bit. When you took over Airline lounges, one particular lounge you encounter had the previous philosophy of hiding in plain sight, where the staff was encouraged to be invisible, not interact with guests. And this was a big red flag to you, especially if you think about the story you shared about Disney and the housekeeper. But instead of changing the team, you changed the training. And suddenly the number one comment from guests became loving the new team. So can you share a little bit more about the importance of maintaining team empowerment across such diverse environments, from Microsoft to Boeing and to Capital One coffee shops, but talk about the importance of maintaining team empowerment in these different environments you're in.
So I'm going to bring a little controversy to this show
I
here.
love
You
it.
can
We
always,
love it.
I love it.
but here's what happens most of the time when you have a failure of hospitality. Leadership gets together and they say, we've got the wrong people. We're hiring the wrong people. We need different skill
Uh-huh.
sets. What they never say is, are we doing our job right? Are we creating an environment for these people to thrive? Are we allowing them to bring the best version of themselves to work? Are we telling them what it is we want them to do? And that's what happened in this airline lounge is that, there was lots of complaints
What
that the team
airline
was
lounge was it, Mike? Tell us the name.
no, I can't. But the
You
reality
can.
is,
We need to know.
It was the Concorde.
maybe offline, but the
Look at the
reality
Admirals
is
Club.
we just gave them permission, guys. We said, be yourself, interact with guests, chat with them, ask them where they're going. If you see a group of people with funny hats and flowered shirts on, they're probably going somewhere cool. So interact with
Right.
them, maybe bring them champagne. The whole idea is people want to be seen, and your team wants to take care of those people. That's natural. So all you have to do, like empowerment is a great word, but give them power over something. So in this lounge, we just said, guys, not to be George Costanza, but we want you to do the opposite. Whatever you were doing before, do the opposite.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, Delta just opened up at Kennedy Airport a Delta One lounge. And I was fortunate to go there just recently. And I got to tell you something. I don't know who runs the Delta lounges. I don't know who, I know it's a managed food service company. It's not them. Absolutely fantastic experience. The staff is so happy to be there. They're so thrilled that you are technically, I mean, if you're in Delta One, you're spending a lot of money. You're an elite customer to Delta, and they are really taking good care of you. So I've experienced that. Mike, was it the Delta One lounge? Tell me.
Yeah, it was not.
Okay.
But the
Right,
Delta
you see what I tried to do there, Jimmy?
That's what
But in all kidding aside, I saw it there, and they're doing a hell of a job. So maybe they read your book.
Yeah, well, that is us. It is Compass.
Oh, it is?
There's 3 Delta One lounges. There's one in New York, one in LA, and soon to be one in Boston. And it is the next level of experience. Delta is an amazing company, and our partnership with them is awesome. And I got to tell you, there's no better environment to spend a day. But I will tell you this: you'll do 20 or 30,000 steps in that lounge when you work an 8 to 10 hour shift.
It's big. Is that under your purview? Is that within your world?
The one in New York is run by our sister company, Restaurant Associates.
Got it. Okay.
Amazing company.
All right.
Right
Sure.
there.
New York group. New York group.
Same philosophy in the way that we run the business and how we're there for the guests and lively, interactive. We bring the energy, guys. When you're out front and guests are present, it's showtime. You're on. Let's go.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you guys are doing an amazing job. And now you just told me that the Delta One is Compass. You guys, I mean,
I'm flying Delta to Orlando tomorrow
but
night.
they don't have Delta One though. Delta One is that's only, I think, going coastal or Europe. Like Delta One is they have first class, but not the one.
Right, but maybe we know somebody.
Is that you, Jimbo? Are you up next, or is it me?
You know what? I'm going to keep playing on through. I'll keep playing. I thought you were going to talk about. I thought you had more to go, but I'll to jump in. I want to talk about your book, The Hospitality Edge, and it fascinates me how you've managed to quantify something that's often intangible, and it's the real business impact of creating memorable guest experiences. And again, you've shared some experiences that just have lasted decades for you. You've been in the hospitality business for over 4 decades, from kitchens to corporate leadership. What made you decide that 2020, or we're leading into 2020, because I know it takes time to write a book, but what motivated you to put your insights into a book form? And what's been the most surprising feedback you've received from readers?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It was COVID, and COVID had hit, and for years, I've always trained through stories because I think stories are relatable. People remember stories. Repeatable behavior and positivity gets trained a lot less than it should be. We're always trying to audit ourselves to excellence. That will never happen. And the idea was, just let's share all of these great stories out to the field and have people, regardless of industry, understand that this this is a way to really engage your team, really get them focused, provide them the purpose that you're trying to provide them, and then to set them loose. So, it happened. I was on stage at Denver one day, and I hadn't been in Denver for 8 years, and there was like 200 managers and chefs in the audience. And right before I started, the guy in the front row turned to the other guy in the front row and go, "Hey, it's that Disney guy again." So they didn't remember me. They didn't remember my name. But 8 years ago, I told them a story, and they haven't forgotten.
So you're the Disney guy.
Yeah.
Hey, he could be on the show. It's like the restaurant guy, the finance guy, and the Disney guy.
Yeah. I like it. The
Disney
Mike,
guy. You're going to be on the show. We're going to be the Disney guy. I love it.
Get him a chair.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, right?
Yeah, so that was the idea of writing the book. And, it's been great. I've been hired to speak to everything from visiting nurses to plumbers. So since I've written the book, a lot of people have read it and taken it to heart. So it's great to spread that hospitality message outside of our industry and have other folks understand that, the pathway to success can be hospitality and driving experience and emotion.
Hey, Mike, you make any money selling those books? Is that a big money deal, or it's really just a passion project?
No, I probably did a little better than break even. I did get a note from Amazon when I sold my 2000th copy. They said, lots of people write books, but most self-published books sell 20 to 30 copies. And that
most of it's probably your family, your mom buying them, I suspect.
Well, mostly, yeah. My mom and my sister.
Making you feel good. Wow, I sold 10 copies. I bought those.
But Amazon, you crossed the 2,000.
That sounds like a lot of books.
Was lucky.
That sounds awesome. I mean, are we thinking movie here? Is there a movie opportunity here? Can Jimmy option the movie rights?
Yeah. If you guys want to run with it, I'll turn it over to you. But
Well, first I got to read the book.
I'm going to get the book.
I feel terrible I didn't read the book.
When I get in front of Mike, I'm going to ask him to sign the book. I love it. I love reading books with friends of mine. I'm going to sign my book.
Good story there, Jimmy, is a lot of times managers will buy the book and they come up to me and they say, "Would you sign the book?" And I always think to myself, you should sign the book and give it to me. You're the ones that inspired the writing. I work with you, not the other way around. And if it wasn't for all of you and what you do every day, I would never have bothered. So
it's a good point, but I think it'll confuse the pants off people if it says authored by Mike Fiato and then the signature is like Jimmy Frischling.
No, but then they sign it, give it to Mike, and they're like, "Hey, Mike, can you reimburse me? I bought your book. Can you pay me back?"
Exactly. Hey, Mike, here's mine. Yeah. All right. Listen, we got a lot more show to get to, but I got to take a quick break, Jimbo, because we are going to come back with the hot or not branded quickfire. We got something else to say, Jimbo?
No, I like when you go hot or not.
Hot.
You went hot or not. Like, how can you go hot or not?
Hey, we're going to take a quick break right here. Don't go anywhere, because I got to tell you, we'll be back with hot or not.
I like that.
All right. And branded quickfire.
Now that you can say together.
And I got to tell you, we're going to be. If you think Mike was good in the first half of this podcast, just wait to hear the rest, because he's got some gold coming up.
Gold, Jerry.
Gold, Jerry.
Gold, Jerry.
Be right back, everybody.
All right, thank you. And we're back.
All right, and we're back with hot or not. Let me tee that up. And we are back. Jimmy, we are ready for a little hot or not. Mike, are you ready to play hot or not? I'm going to throw out a couple of words, couple of phrases, and you say hot or not. Are you ready?
On it. Yes, sir.
Disney World, hot or not?
Hot.
QR code menus, hot or not?
Not.
Guest recognition technology, hot or not?
Sorry, not.
Robot servers, hot or not?
Absolutely not.
Celebrity chef airline meals, hot or not?
Hot.
There you go. There's a lot there.
Yeah. Space Mountain, hot or not?
Throw a lot of Disney in there.
Always hot.
Always hot.
Lion King, hot or not?
Lion King is probably always hot as well.
Always. All right, Jimmy. We got it there. Now you can apply.
Yeah, by the way, I took my.
I had to add a few extra ones in there.
I took Sylvia to see The Lion King. I gotta tell you, she freaking loved it. And every time.
Wait, when this is recent?
Nah, this is when she was little, and then the song would come on, and the movie would be on, and then she would.
The circle of life.
She'd hold up a doll at that moment. I thought it was an awesome thing. All right, hot or not? Celebrity meals on, I think you said celebrity meals on planes.
Yeah.
Because if Shatsy did celebrity restaurants, I wonder what you just said. But anyway, the question was celebrity meals, planes. You said hot. Talk a little bit about
It's
that.
kind of like a little Shake Shack kind of thing, right? Because Shake Shack.
Well, you know what? He's the one who brought it. Let's ask him.
Yeah, Mike, you said
Mike.
hot.
You said hot. What's
Big shot.
Variety's the spice of life, gentlemen. So anytime you can introduce a celebrity chef and make sure that whatever you produce is authentic to their recipe and their execution, yeah, that's awesome. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's true, right?
I dig it.
And then he said Lion King was hot, Jimmy.
Yeah, but I get that because
Okay.
but how many years on Broadway? Like 2 decades and counting, probably more at this point.
Yeah, Lion King is that Mike, what's your favorite Disney movie, show, any like your cartoon, favorite thing that you can watch over and over? What is yours?
God, that you put me on the spot. I got to tell you,
Just say Lion King, who
love
cares?
that section of the movie, the whole "Be Our Guest" thing, when the teapots and all the forks and everything's dancing, and they're "Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest." Be our guest.
Why am I suffering too?
Oh, that's the
Beast.
The Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
Beauty and the Beast. Well, Lion King is on Broadway for over 25 years. By the way,
25
it just
years.
came in from our producer or associate producer. I don't know where, but I am getting information. 1997, the New Amsterdam Theater, and has since moved to the Minskoff Theater, Jimmy. But was Beauty and the Beast on Broadway? Was that a Broadway show too?
I think it was a Broadway show too.
I'll
I'll just say this, I probably shouldn't say this because I'm going to Disney, but I will say Disney could be tough on the parents or tough on the moms.
Well, how so, Jimbo?
When you think about some of the leading Disney characters, the parents, the moms and dads, they
get killed?
Well, I mean, quite often the parents, and you find the child, the cub, they're on their own. Belle gets kidnapped. Simba's dad gets killed. Cinderella, the mother dies. The stepmother, they're kind of hard on parents. I got to tell you, a little hard.
What about Beauty and the Beast? Anybody die in that?
Well, there's no mom, and she gets kidnapped in a tower and kind of kept there forever because she took a rose.
Beauty and the Beast was on Broadway for 13 years, by the way.
All right, just saying, Disney, don't take it out of me next week, but a little hard on the moms.
What's your
and dads.
favorite Disney movie?
I go back to I like my
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
I cry at the Lion King. I love actually. I would say this. Disney's been good to me. My daughter loves all the movies. I'd say that's a good time. There's a lot of. I'm not stuck watching Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles something. No disrespect to that, but
Right.
Disney's got better stuff coming right now, so I'm having a good time.
Hey, Mike, you mentioned about the Delta Club that you guys run the Delta Ones as part of your group. Is it the same? Do you guys do in-flight food as well, or is that not in your? I mean, you guys are so big. Do you do some of that for airlines too, or that's not your world?
As Eurest, we do not, but I do think Restaurant Associates does some of
Got it. All right, that's let's not talk about that because that's Restaurant Associates. That's under Mike's purview, and we only want to talk about Mike and how great he is.
Yeah,
we don't talk about Okay. So let's go into which came first. All right, Jimmy?
Yes.
Are you ready, Mike? We're going for which came first. Very easy to play. All right, I'm going to say something, and then you say
Which came first.
Okay, it's really easy. Mike, which came first? Was it the hotel room service or airline meal service? What came first?
I think it's airline meal service. Pan Am days.
Airline meal service was first. Care to guess on the year? Jimmy, do you have the answers again?
No.
Okay, what's the year? Well, you have them. That
No,
means Jimmy
I
has
don't.
them.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I was going to guess hotel room service first. That's how much I don't.
1919 room service in it was the Days Inn at LaGuardia Airport, Jimmy. That was the first hotel with room service in 1919.
Wait, so what came first? Hotel room service or air service?
Oh, air. What did I say?
You said air service came first.
Okay.
And
Airline. Okay, yeah.
I was going to say hotel came first.
It's airline meal service in 1919. It was the Wright brothers on their second flight from Kitty Hawk. There was a peanut butter jelly
So you're
sandwich.
saying meals on airlines came before hotel room service?
Yes, according to my sources.
Wow.
I
would have been wrong. Mike was right.
Yeah. I had it all backwards too,
Okay.
Jimmy. I get confused too.
All right.
You know I confuse easily.
Yes.
Yeah. Which came first, Mike? The Michelin star ratings or the New York Times ratings?
Michelin star, I would say.
Mike, I got to tell you, the guy's on fire right now. Yes, Michelin star. Jimmy? Oh, I was supposed to ask you. Damn it.
Well, okay,
Mike's right. It's Michelin. Do you know what year Michelin
I was
Star?
going to say New York Times again because Michelin Star came out, the tires and the people wrote the road maps and all that, and then they started to rank and talk about places that drivers and truckers should go. But I still would have thought New York Times rating comes first, but I would have been wrong.
1926, Michelin came out with their ratings. 1963, the New York Times was really late to the rating game. When it came to restaurants. Because I don't know when the New York Times started, but it's way before 1963.
They didn't think anyone cared about that.
I don't think ratings of restaurants was not in there.
What year was that?
1963. The New York Times has been around since what? When did the New York Times start? Can anyone answer that for me? Anybody? I got the World of Astoria.
100 years ago.
Is credited the first modern. So the World of Astoria was the first hotel room service. Was the World of Astoria.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they were charging. It was $2,000 a night back then.
That was 1931.
Yeah, it'd be $1 million today. Just saying. All right, which came first? And then this time you're going to guess too.
Okay.
Corporate cafeterias or airport restaurants? What came first? Mike, you're on fire right now, so don't let us down.
I'm going to say corporate cafeterias.
I'm agreeing with Mike.
Yeah, don't always go with Mike.
Go with Mike.
You were right.
Mike.
It was not. Yes, it was corporate cafeterias. What year do you think that was?
I'm thinking during the manufacturing boom, maybe in the 20s.
Mike, I mean, the guy's so smart. Got to tell you, Johnson & Wales did a hell of a job with this guy.
There you go.
You know, they taught him a lot more about than cooking.
When did it start?
1916. I mean, but he was on
there.
there. His mind was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Airport restaurants. Not till 1932 was Arby's. Arby's in O'Hare Airport in Chicago. That was the first. Restaurant.
I think you're lying to us.
It was the Automat in LaGuardia.
Yes, I'm sure you're lying to us now.
Hale and Hardy at LaGuardia Airport, Jimmy. It was Hale and Hardy.
It was Shake Shack at LaGuardia.
Shake Shack at LaGuardia, 1932. Danny Meyer hadn't even come up with the idea yet. Anyway, all right, listen. Mike's got to go do a lot of things, and Jimmy, you got to go to Disney World. So let's just jump into a little food service feud. All right, listen. I'm getting some information here. I can't. The Bob Hope Airport was the first. I don't even know. It's too much to. There's information overload coming into here right now. We got the food service feud right now. Okay, right. And I got to tell you, we're playing Fast Money. Yes. Mike, you know this, right? You've seen the feud, probably with Richard Dawson. Yeah. Yep. So we're going Fast Money. You and Jimmy are going to play for fabulous prizes and for $25,000 in something.
Yes.
And it's for the Fiato Frischling family.
Yes.
You didn't even know you guys were
shared prizes.
Yes. And so
Mike's
Jimmy,
got 20 seconds.
Mike's got 20 seconds.
You have to mute. You have to kick me out.
Mike, are you ready? 20 seconds on. Here we go. Jimmy is being muted. Jimmy, can you hear? No, Jimmy cannot hear. All right, here we go. Mike, what's the first thing people look at for what's the first thing people look for in an airline lounge?
The bar.
Name something people complain about when visiting Disney World.
The lines.
Name features, things you love about staying in hotels. What's something you love about staying in a hotel?
Free breakfast.
What's the most popular food item sold at a stadium?
Beer.
What's the most popular food item at a college dining hall?
Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders. Okay. Jimmy, you've heard nothing.
I've heard nothing.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Go, Jimmy.
What's the first thing people look for in airline lounges?
Seating.
Name something people complain about when visiting Disney World.
The lines. The prices.
Name a feature people love about staying in a hotel.
Big bed.
Bed.
That was not good. That was not good.
No, some people they like the king bed. You know, they probably live in a single. Yeah, okay. What's the most popular food item sold in a stadium?
Hot dogs.
What's the most popular food item sold at a college dining hall?
Pasta bar.
Pasta, Jimmy. What college did you go to a pasta bar? All right, that's time. So plenty of time to go. Let me add that up there. All right, we're getting it there. What's the first thing people look for in an airline lounge? Mike, you said bar. That wasn't there. Number one answer was seating. Seating. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Number one answer. Nice job, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Okay. Name something people complain about when visiting Disney. The number one answer, Mike, you said lines. Jimmy, you got buzz. It was lines. And then you said something else.
Prices.
The prices. That wasn't there. That's a...
Not even there.
No, that was a zero. That was a zero. Name the features you love about... Jimmy,
I got the
price was number 2.
All right, so Mike got the number one answer. I got the number 2 answer.
1 and 2. Excellent job. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Excellent job. The feature, staying in a hotel. Mike said he likes the free breakfast. Jimmy said he likes a big bed. That is a 0 for both you guys. Housekeeping. What's the most popular food item sold in a stadium? Mike, you said beer. Jimmy, you said hot dog. Number one answer was hot dog. Beer was not on there. Popcorn, pretzels, peanuts, Cracker Jacks. Most popular food item in a dining hall. I think, Mike, you said chicken. Jimmy, you said pasta. I got to tell you, neither of you guys seem to have been in a dining room, food hall in college in a while. Pizza was number 1, Jimmy. Yeah, pizza was number 1. Burgers, 2. Cereal, salad bar, ice cream. Yeah, Jimmy, where was this? Wesleyan? Where'd you go to school?
Wherever I go with Sylvie, my daughter, she wants pasta.
Yeah, anyway, I got to tell you, that was a fantastic. So let me add that all up here. It looks like, I'm sorry to say, guys, 161 points. You guys really, you stuck that one up. A little disappointing.
All right. Well, all right. Listen, at the top of the show, I shared 3 factoids about our friend Mike. 2 were true, 1 not. Here we go. Reminder. Fact 1: Mike has 5 children. Fact 2: Mike has played ice hockey since he was 9 years old. Fact 3: Mike hunts pythons in the Everglades. Shatsy, what says you?
Mike's got 5 kids, and he played ice hockey, and he doesn't hunt pythons in the Everglades. He's never even been to the Everglades. He's terribly afraid of snakes, and he wants nothing to do with snakes, and that's my answers.
All right. And by the way, you seem very confident. Very confident.
I'm trying that. I've been so good lately.
All right.
You want to check the odds, and you want to look at FanDuel, prop bets?
Check FanDuel. All right. Indiana Jones, Mike Fiato, what says you?
So I have no children. I was never blessed with any. I love catching snakes in the Everglades.
Oh, Jesus.
Hockey is a way
Could have
of
been
life.
more wrong.
And what about the hockey?
Ice hockey was a way of life in Boston, and I'm 61 years old, and I still play here in Florida.
Still play.
I love it.
And grabbing pythons in the Everglades. Boom.
Wow. I really stunk that one up, huh?
And really, look at that.
I mean, I was so convinced that he hated the Everglades, hated snakes. Guy loves snakes. Loves the Everglades.
Yes.
He's in the schmutz in
By the
there.
way, I would love to hang with Mike now because I'm kind of a whip when it comes to snakes and other kind of creepy crawly things. So
yeah, Mike, what do you do with the snakes when you get them?
Look, makes moves.
So pythons, you turn them in. Everything else, you just kind of catch and release.
What do you mean you turn them in? What does that mean?
Because
Turn them in there. So pythons, not that I'm sure the crowd's interested, but pythons are invasive. They're eating everything in the Everglades.
Really?
So they actually pay you by the foot.
Oh, wow. All right. I got to move down there and get some snakes with me. How many snakes we get a week out there? And how big are they? How many?
They're huge.
What are we making on something like that? Is that
Yes.
more than
I
books?
forget what, but the biggest one that we caught, we got one that was about 6 foot last time.
like I'm running. By the way, like I was in the Galapagos and I was in the rainforest.
You saw a chicken you ran.
I wanted to. We wanted not to see snakes. Mike is going. I'm running from the snake. He's running towards the snake.
Yeah, Mike's a little. I knew when I saw Mike. He had those crazy eyes. I knew there was something.
You knew. That's why.
Yeah, there was something.
That's why you.
Let's jump in. Let's jump into a little branded quickfire, shall we?
Yes, we
Mike,
shall.
you ready for a little branded quickfire?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we got to get on the quickfire because I feel like I'm definitely missing something because our podcast is going like 4 hours over. So we're going to make this really fast. Yeah, we're going to. All right, here we go. All right, quickfire. Favorite show to binge watch these days, Mike? What are you watching?
Ozark.
Netflix or Hulu? What's your go-to streamer?
Netflix.
Who's your number one artist on Spotify right now?
This is going to date me, Aerosmith.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
you can never go wrong with a little Aerosmith, right? Airline loyalty or hotel loyalty? Mike, what is your go-to?
Always airline. I love the first class.
Yeah.
It's always airline. And what's your go-to? Is it Delta? Because you said Delta, or
I fly Delta and American both about equally.
and when you go hotel loyalty, what is it? Is it, are you Marriott, you Hilton, you Hyatt, or anywhere you can? Hilton. Yeah, all right, Hilton.
Hilton Honors.
If you were to challenge Jimmy Rye to a game of tic-tac-toe, what are you better odds of beating?
I got to pick Jimmy.
Really? Why is that? I'm just curious. Tic-tac-toe, he beating Jimmy.
Well, I think I'd lose to both of you, so I had to pick one because I didn't want.
You know, I'm okay with that. I've actually been playing a lot of tic-tac-toe lately.
With Sylvie?
With Sylvie, my 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And she is absolutely destroying me in tic-tac-toe. And
Well, if you lose interest, it's
well, no. Now maybe I'm electing to let her win, but I think what Mike was sensing is I am losing a lot in tic-tac-toe recently. He didn't get that vibe off you because you and your 20-plus-year-old, the 20-something sons are probably not playing so much tic-tac-toe. Mike could sense I'm losing a lot of tic-tac-toe, so he chose me. It makes complete sense. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
All right. Well, all I know is he picked you. That means he could beat you. He can't beat me. All right. Well, I got to tell you, absolutely fantastic, Jimbo. I think we are ready to wrap this baby up, huh?
Right. Thank you so much for sharing insights and joining us and having some fun. We love having industry folks, especially those that have been in the industry for a long time. We love this industry and having folks on.
Clearly, Mike is a big fan.
Mike's a lifer, like
this
we are.
This guy
Lifers.
is a hospitality guy.
Hospitality. In his blood, in his DNA. If you want to get in touch with Mike directly, you can email the podcast team at podcast@brandonstrategic.com, and we'd be happy to connect you. And if you want to...
What's the name of the book again? I want to get that. It's the Hospitality Edge, right?
And you can buy it on Amazon. And by the way,
Hospitality Edge. You know, it's a classic right now.
I say what I mean.
It's 4 years old, right?
I
5 years old.
I mean what I say. I'm buying the book on Amazon today, and I look forward to it. And when I find you, when we meet and raise a libation in person, I'm going to ask you to sign it. And I'd like to keep the book, but I'm asking you to sign it, please.
Well, I'm on Amazon right now, and you can get a hardcover, you can get a soft cover, and you get Kindle of the Hospitality Edge right now. So I really do encourage everybody to go check it out. It's the Hospitality Edge, written by Mike Fiato, but his pen name is Mike. What's your pen name?
I wish I had
Mike
one.
Fiato.
Should I?
Mike Fiato. So he went nuts with that pen.
Yes.
He's like Mike Fiato.
My friends call Daryl, and you can call me
Daryl. Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, Jimbo, wrap us up, and then I'll take us home.
Yes, no, thank you so much, Mike, to our listeners. We can't do this without you. We are rolling through another great season, and we're just having a lot of fun. Thank you for your support. This is Jimmy Frisching, your finance guy, signing off and passing it back to my boy Shati to close us out.
I love it. All right, Jimbo, I got to tell you, next week we got another phenomenal guest, Manny Hilario, CEO of the One Group, doing a lot of really great stuff like STK and Benihana, and I mean, so you're not going to want to miss that one. Oh, that's right. Great sushi. So Manny Hilario from the CEO of the One Group, that's a big one. It's not bigger than this one. Not bigger than Mike Fiato.
Not been Mike Fiato.
Until next week, we got Manny on, and then we'll say Manny was the biggest one we ever had. Listen, if you haven't checked us out, the hospitalityheadline.com, check it out. That is the greatest newsletter you'll ever get on Saturday mornings, hospitalityheadline.com. And if you want to just listen, that's great. Go to Spotify and Apple and everywhere else. But if you want to check us out and see how goddamn good looking we are, then go to YouTube at Hospitality Hangout, and you're going to see how good looking we are. Listen, cheers, everybody.